Okay, let's talk about negotiation style. What style is your negotiation? Are you that are you the, the quiet type that doesn't say anything? Let's talk about it. There's plenty of styles. It's actually over the years of coaching and training agents and meeting so many different people in our industry. You would think there's one size fits all negotiator. In fact, there's a ton of negotiation styles out there. And I enjoy it actually. I actually love watching agents. I love from that like a overly aggressive, I'm going to punch you in the mouth negotiator to the quiet one that sneaks up on you later on and just like, boom, he punches you in the mouth too. So let's talk about negotiation style. Where should you find your style? Because why? Ready, guys? You should be consistent first. Consistency. Okay, you know it. First is being consistent. So by being consistent though, okay, by being consistent, you learn you should be acting yourself. Be yourself, because if you're someone else, you're not going to be consistent with your negotiation style. So style is a consistent pattern of behaviors emanating from an individual and recognized by others. Here's some distinct negotiating styles. Warm, you know that lovable one. Oh, by golly, you wouldn't want to negotiate $25,000 off this price, would you? Why would you want to do that? Now, I'm being a little dramatic here, but there are plenty of people who are quite warm when negotiating. Then you got the tough one, the one that gives you the eye. Okay, then you have the numbers person. Well, 1 + 2 = 3, right? So that means then the answer is you got to buy this place for 3. Then the wheeler dealer. That's the one that calls, hey, John, we got this deal for, I'll call you right back. Hold on, let me call the other side. Hello, yeah, Sally, they're ready to go. Hey, John, they're ready to go. Hey, the dealer type. John, who are you, right? Which one are you? See, the role of style in negotiation enables us to understand and manage ourselves, our internal team, and the opposite party. And we're going to talk about that, right? Because does a numbers person, if you're the numbers person as the agent, and then you're talking to the wheeler dealer client, is that going to be a good negotiation? Is that going to be a good negotiation? Ask yourself that. Because the person whose numbers is going to present numbers, the person whose dealer is like, the heck with this, I just want to know how much I'm going to net here. So that's why you have to act somewhat like a chameleon. I hope you guys know what a chameleon is, right? They change colors, look like lizards, or they are lizards. I don't know. Science class. I didn't do too well in science class. So where does our style come from? Right? Isn't it important for us to know where our style comes from? As you're seeking to become a good negotiator, first let's talk about genetics. Upbringing. Social background, education and training, national culture, reaction and response to other people, professional experience. No one fits exactly into one style, but most of us have a 60 to 80% fit with one. So to recognize your style, you need to look inside and find out how others see you. So if you're the warm style, pros for a negotiator, so you're friendly, you're a good listener, you emphasize common interests, constructive and helpful, informative and open. You create climates of confidence. You're patient, you're calm, you're a supportive team player, and you trust the advice of others. So the downside for this type of negotiator is their interpersonal relationship is too important. Right? They get offended immediately. Oh, I had a good relationship with that person. I had a good conversation. A good conversation. If I had $1 for every time I heard that and I want to jump out the window, well, I had a good conversation. Then they get too upset when the person does exactly the opposite what they expect them to do. So this is a con for that warm style. Difficulty saying no. The warm style, they never say no. They can lose sight of their own interest in negotiations They're conflict averse. They avoid controversy like nobody's business. They're trusting and naive, differential and apologetic. In negotiations, guys, you should not apologize and overly apologize because you're losing control of the negotiation. You may struggle under pressure or with responsibility, and you may be perceived as weak. And you may be losing business with buyers and sellers because you're perceived as weak. Tough style. This person states position assertively. They're dynamic and they take control. Rawr. They're decisive and quick to act. They seize opportunities. They take the lead. They rise to the challenge and they get the best for their side. The cons, the downsides for the negotiator is they're autocratic versus a team player. They just want to be, they're solo. They're not going to be the team player. They're impulsive and they're impatient. They're impulsive and impatient. Remember, guys, this is a self-discovery piece for you guys. Because let's go back for a second. If you're this type of negotiator, perhaps are you the type of person that should have a team? And if you have a team, then maybe you should get somebody else to lead the team because you're not the best team player. You're impulsive, you're impatient, you're inflexible and proud. You are proud of all your work. You're a little bit overbearing, doesn't listen well at all. You're like, take it or leave it, this is me. You're quick to criticize, even colleagues. John doesn't know what he's talking about. Susie doesn't know what she's talking about. You know who you are if this is your style. The number style. Look at that beautiful smile. Look at that. Hi, 1 + 2 = 3. Now this is a good one. So this person uses facts, logic. They're detail-oriented for sure. They're methodical and systematic. They're persistent and patient. They prepare really, really well. They manage risk really well too. They stick to policies and procedures. Weighs all the alternatives. And they're confident in their own skills. Here's the downside for this type of negotiator. They're not intuitive with people. They lack creativity. They're just like 1 + 1, 1 + 1 = 2. It doesn't equal 2.25 or 2.5, it's 2. Expects to convince with logic. They always think there's some logical explanation as to why someone is not dropping the price. They just maybe just people just say, you know what? I last night I had a dream that I didn't want to drop the price. That would drive this type of negotiator insane. This is a common one, guys. This is a common one. Analysis paralysis. They are so over analytical that they have a tough time making decisions. They have a tough time making decisions. And they're predictable. There's no surprises. But they're stubborn and resistant to change. They're very rigid. They fail to see other people's point of view. If it's not their way, it's the highway. But in a different way, not an overly aggressive way. And they fail to see other people's point of view. They're too literal and they may miss the golden opportunity. Here we go, the wheeler dealer. Here we are, the wheeler dealer. You know this one. Yeehaw! Got a little fun on these meetings, guys. You gotta, it's like I'm staring into a little hole on my computer. Hello? Hello, are you there? Anybody there? Hello? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Are you in your car? Please tell me you're not in the toilet bowl. Bad joke, bad joke. I don't know. It's a Zoom joke, I guess, because I can't see your faces. All right. Dealer style. They're willing to deal. They're socially skillful. They're charming. They're cheerfully cynical. They avoid giving offense. They're adaptable. They're flexible. They're creative. They're persuasive. They're articulate. Perseverant. They think on their feet. Understands true win-win. They seek opportunities to make it work. But here we are. They're dealing any price, any commission. Let's go. They're a deal junkie. Can I get the commission? Yeah, can I get the commission? I'll do it for $1. I'll do it for 50 cents. Maybe I'll do it for 2 pennies. They're pushy. Get the deal done. If I don't do the deal today, they're overly salacious. Wow. They're always salacious. They're suck-ups. They shift positions too fast. First they like you, then they don't like you, right? Too often too. They alienate through talking too much. Shut up, right? Shut up, deal maker. And that's what other people are saying, right? The numbers person's like, shut up, deal maker. But I hope you're getting the point, guys. Okay. They're perceived as tricky because they're so fast. They're insincere and they're untrustworthy, and they usually fail to prepare. They usually crumble all their papers and they fail to plan, and they fail to listen properly. Are you this person? Do you fail to listen properly? Do you fail to prepare? Do you fail to plan? Which one are you guys? I'm going to share before we go on that, you could find your style as the slides mentioned earlier today. About 80% of this, you can find 60 to 80%. You'll find your way. Pick which one you want. Pick one that works for you. But you should be a little bit of each one personally. That's from my experience. Because obviously you're trying to reduce the number of cons, like the number, right, the things that work against you. Right. So if you're a dealer style, what would you work on? You'll start preparing better or listen better. So that's what I want to say before we go on to the next slides is that, you just want to just get better at these little things like preparing and planning. So here we are developing the business opportunity. So you're trying to create this opportunity. Here we are, negotiation process. And we're managing the process, and we're doing our due diligence to get to the deal. So first, we're going to go up the steps to the top, get the deal done. Know yourself and your organization, your personal style, your company strategy. What is your personal company strategy? You got to know the product or technology and its position in the marketplace. What is it that you're selling? You're selling your services. Right? Think about that, guys. When you're negotiating, we're in the reassurance business as real estate agents, yes or yes. So when you're trying to negotiate, you have to know what you're negotiating. So but Mike, we're trying to close the gap on price. Yeah, but here's the point. When you're trying to convince the seller to adjust the price to come to the deal, are you reassuring them in everything you're doing, the technology, the service you provided, and how you compare it to the rest of people in the market? Are you convincing them enough that you did everything? Okay, know the potential partner, the other side, the culture, the strategy, the management, the markets. You have to know what's out there in the marketplace when trying to negotiate listings. Do you know what other offices, what their culture is? Do you know what their strategy is? It's not okay just to say that ABC Realty is a commission cutter. It's not okay. Because number one, when you go into the listing and try to get that listing, so pay attention, guys. When you go to get that listing, if you don't know the other side, you don't know your competition, and someone says, hey, well, ABC Realty, they charge the same commission as you, and then you say, well, ABC Realty, they should, this is what they do. If you know the other side, you would have been able to defend yourself. See, I'm not saying talk bad. Okay, you get your first meeting, you communicate your interests, your issues, your needs, you identify the gaps. So anytime you're negotiating, where you're negotiating for a listing, you're negotiating for a buyer deal, a seller deal, negotiating reducing price, you got to communicate the interest of making the deal. What are the issues? What are the needs for both sides? Both sides, win-win or no deal. Do you know both sides? Do you know your side? Do you know your customer side? Do you know your client side? You identify the gaps. Where's the gap over here? Right? What's important to you, Sally? What's important to you, Judy? Then you address the needs. Oh, this is where it gets tough. You're addressing the needs, because what happens is when you're addressing the needs, one side needs one need, the other side needs another need. You got to bring it together. But agents freak out over this. Oh, Mike, they're being so tough. They're being so mean. Get out of the real estate business, guys. This is what's going to bring you to close the deal. I'm excited for this transitional market. 9 years of making it so easy where it would you accelerate to the top without doing any of this stuff. I'm super excited for you to pick up some of these skills right here. Close the gaps, then close the freaking deal. Close the gaps, then close the deal. Close the gaps, close the deal.